Welcome back to Sea Glass Archaeology, everybody. It's the middle of February and I'm out on Indian Beach. I've already picked about a pound of sea glass and I have a few great finds I want to share with you. So you can see that this spot right over here has been kicked around. There's a fair bit of movement, but they definitely missed a lot of pieces and they have no idea what's underneath the surface. So I'm gathering all of these tunnies, I'm putting them in the bag, and I'm also moving all of the material, and I'm finding more stuff as well. You can see, like I said, underneath the surface, there's so much sea glass. Ooh, I just dropped that piece, but here, I'm gonna make up for it because I'm gonna find this one right here. Take a look at this unique piece of clear here, everybody. You can see it's got these little markings on it, and this is definitely something that we've seen before, although it's been a while since we saw it. Now, I know these markings are from an early orange crush bottle, not a later one, and you can also see that this piece of glass right over here is extremely thick when I compare it to other pieces of clear, like this one right over here, and then this one over here, and that's a good sign that this is an early century piece of glass. And then right over here, there's something that somebody missed. We can see that this is a huge, massive chunk of black glass. I really hope it's, yeah, it absolutely is black glass. We can see that it's flat over here on one side, and it's really, really rounded. I'm gonna have to hypothesize that this is actually a really old piece of glass from a free-blown bottle without a mold. This could even be from an old Dutch onion bottle. Look at that. It's hard to see any color through it at all, everybody. I just found these two tiny pieces of red, and they were in the exact same pile. I really wish I could just squeeze my hand together like this and turn them into a big one. This piece has a little bit of a glow to it, and I think there's a good chance that this is gonna be Vaseline glass, uranium glass. So when we get home, we're gonna put this one underneath a black light and we're gonna find out. It's been a while since we did that, so I'm excited. Take a look at this, everybody. It's a piece of clear sea glass. It's seemingly well aged, but it's got a piece of cement that's affixed to it. A lot of times pebbles like these would have been taken off of the shoreline and added to a concrete pour almost as a filler. Sometimes glass got caught up in that cement pour as well, and that's why we have this piece in front of us right now. I actually just found a third speck of tiny red. So take a look at this really unique piece of blue over here. You know, at first glance, it might even seem that there's a bit of ceramic that's caked onto it. But to me, what this appears like is it appears like a calcium growth. And what happens is as the sea glass is in the ocean, it creates these voids and these crevices. And then sometimes a mineral such as calcium can get inside of the glass. It kind of penetrates it, and then it kind of just multiplies and grows over time. And then we find a beautiful specimen like this one right over here. This is actually the second time I've been here in under 8 days. My 2022 cruise ship season is fast approaching. I really hope that it takes place. So I've been out here gathering as much sea glass as I can before the season. I was actually here last week. I had a really great haul, but it was so cold and it was so stormy. I guess the ferry's leaving soon. It was so cold and it was so stormy that the video really wasn't good quality that I took, but I still want to share my finds with you because I had a massive haul. In just under 4 hours, I was able to pick this much sea glass, and my friend Karen donated this one to me. I'm so excited to put it on the scale and show you how much there really is here. So we have one bag, two. This is what I picked, which is about 1.46 kilograms. And my friend Karen, when we add what she gave me, it's about 1.99. It's so close to 2 kilograms. And then I looked in my backpack and I found a few more pieces. It's exactly 2 kilograms or 4 pounds, 6 ounces. So now we're gonna take all of this awesome sea glass and we're gonna spread it out on a tray. One of my favorite pieces, I found this beautiful piece of cobalt right over here, and somewhere in this large mix there's a very, very tiny piece of purple that's probably from Depression era tableware. It was way too thin to be a window. It was common practice to take all of your discards and throw them overboard right before you came into port, and with the ferry coming back and forth every single day, it's no wonder why there's so much sea glass out here on Indian Beach. Nice little lavender right over here. So everybody, this is what's happening is I'm just sitting here and I'm picking as many tinies as I can. Like I said, my season is coming really, really quickly and I need as many tinies, especially tiny blues, as I can find. And Indian Beach is a really great spot in the winter time because it's had a lot of time to rest. I find that I'm finding a lot of larger pieces underneath the surface, tiny ones as well, although there was nothing on the surface when we got here because there were so many people that had already picked this spot. It's also on the quarter moon right now, so the tide has only gone down 9 inches from high to low, but that's not going to deter us because I really need every piece I can find, and this beach is just so abundant. Oh my gosh! Guys, I think I just found the smallest marble that I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, everybody, take a look right over here. Look at this tiny, tiny little marble. Believe it or not, I actually find a lot of airsoft pellet gun BBs at the high tide mark. I don't know if they wash out the sewers when kids are playing. And this right over here, it really resembles one, but without a doubt, it is glass. And now that I hold it, you can almost see it right over here that there's a tiny little air bubble in it. So this might be one of the smallest marbles that I've ever seen. I cannot believe it. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at this right over here. It looks like it's a piece of kryptonite, but you can see it's a piece of bonfire glass. And then when I flip it over, it's got a little bit of iron in it as well. Well, to me, it looks like it's a green glass and a milk glass container, and they fuse together in a fire, and now this is what I found. Would it really be a video if my tablet didn't fall over while I was recording? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, everybody. Look at this. Look at the size of this crazy red. It is so bright. I got my wish. I can't believe this. Look, I got my wish. I took those 3 little pieces of red and I squeezed them together, and now they formed this one right over here. I'm gonna have to check my bag later and see that the reds are still in there. I know they still are. There's a helicopter passing over, everybody. Here, it's right here. Take a look at this, everybody. This piece is off the charts. You can see that helicopter over there is taken off, and I am taken off too. I cannot believe I just found this beautiful piece of red right here at the highest of high tide marks on Indian Beach, where people have been picking all day long. This is absolutely bonkers to me. You know, I found a few large pieces here today. I found a few small pieces that were red as well. This is probably the find of the year for me so far. It's like a medallion. It's almost 1 inch by 1 inch, and it's got some unique patterns on it now that I'm looking at it. You know, I'm gonna say, looking at these patterns over here, that this is probably not from a tail light, but this is probably some sort of ornate glassware. This could even be an original piece of carnival glass, and the metallic spray has kind of washed off. At home, I have actually a piece of carnival glass that I took out of the garbage that was red many years ago, and I think I'm going to share it with you. It's absolutely amazing how much glass is still out here after all of these pickers and all of these years. Winter is definitely the best time to be hunting sea glass because the beaches have had time to rest and there's so few people out picking as well. We're very fortunate that it's the middle of February and the weather is holding out. You know, I've seen some winters in Cape Breton where in November the snowbanks are as high as a car in November, and then I've seen some where we absolutely get no snow all year long. It's looking like this is going to be a year filled with ice and rain and a lot of wind and a lot of sea glass as well. I don't know if you can tell all around me, everybody, but it's starting to snow and it is wet snow as well. So for that reason, I'm gonna have to put the tablet away, but don't worry, as always, if I make any more great discoveries, I'm gonna share them with you. Okay, everyone, so digging has definitely been paying off. You can take a look. I found these 3 nice pieces of cobalt blue. One of them has the markings of a lip, They're all about 1/2 inch long. So happy they're coming home in my collection. Now take a look, everyone. It's a tiny little piece of ceramic, and we definitely know, because we can see this little pattern over here, that this is from the willow pattern. We can see on the cross section over here how absolutely thin it is. So this is probably like a little saucer from a teacup. Maybe it actually is from a teacup. There's just not enough of this piece left of a curvature that we can decipher where it's from. It's a beautiful piece of purple. It's really small, and we can see with this little curvature over here that this is from a light bulb insulator as well. It's kind of wild. I found one of these on my beach, and now I found another one. You know, it's not too often that I see a piece and it has lines on it that are on the inside. When I flip it over, you can actually see that it's got a little bit of a raised edge over here. So this would have been the side of it, and then over here, this is on the inside. This could have been something ornate, some sort of a serving dish, maybe a pickle dish even. Okay, everyone, take a look at this beautiful piece right over here. It's kind of tiny, but it's got some beautiful blue and clear mixed together and a little bit of ash. So no doubt this is from a bonfire. It's very, very unique. It's kind of like that color blue that I found out here in October that I matched to an old lens covering. Last year, I was actually out here and I had my tablet in my pocket in my jacket, and it fell out and it fell into the water. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was destroyed. I let it dry. I got home and it was still working. You can see as the tide is pushing in that we are finding glass right here at the high tide mark. These new nuggets are washing ashore. And now take a look at this, everybody. It looks like two little teeth that are sticking out of this beautiful piece of turquoise, but I've shared it before. This is undoubtedly the bottom of an insulator. I don't share enough milk glass, everybody, so take a look at this one right over here. It almost looks like it's shaped like a boot, like a stocking that you'd hang over the fireplace at Christmas time, and undoubtedly it's a piece of bonfire. Now look over here, everybody. It's not very large, but it's a really nice shade of yellow, very tiny. It's still snowing out, so I can't take the tablet out for long, but I wanted to share this with you. Now it's time to weigh in what we picked today, everybody. Here we go. These are the two bags that I found. Here, the scale's zeroed out. The first bag weighs in at 1 pound 7 ounce, and now the second bag is 214, so just under 3. And then Karen gave me this bag again. Thanks so much once again, Karen. I appreciate every single shard you give me. So we got 4 pounds 2 ounces, which is 1.88, so just under 2 kilograms once again. And we were there for even less time. Bag number 1, very nice. Bag number 2, which has the piece of the year in it, I can already see. It's glowing right on the top. Oh my goodness. It's just so worth it when I put it all out on the tray. Now, I really wanted to share with everybody that really small marble that I found, because looking back at the pictures, it really doesn't look like it's a marble. It looks like it's a piece of Kelly green sea glass. Unfortunately for me, there's thousands upon thousands of pieces of Kelly green sea glass right here on the tray, and after going through it twice and spending about 25 minutes, I'm still not able to locate it. Over here, we have that really thick and unique piece of clear glass, and here is my Orange Crush specimen bottle from 1921, and this is the first time in my life I've actually been happy that I found a bottle that was broken, because when I turn it over, you can really see how thick that clear glass is, and then when I flip this shard over, you can see that it's the exact same thickness. If not for the 3 lines right over here, I wouldn't have been able to assume that it comes from an Orange Crush bottle, because there were so many bottles that were made with this ribbed embossing on it. It could have been from anything. It could even be from like an outdoor light. So when I see the 3 lines over here, that's when I know it's from one of these earlier Crush bottles. Well, pardon the pun, everybody, but when it comes to sea glass hunting, it just doesn't get any redder than this. Here we go. Here is the beautiful vessel that I wanted to share with you that I still cannot believe I pulled out of the garbage many years ago. To the best of my research, this beautiful piece of carnival glass is part of the Indiana Heirloom Collection, and it was actually only made about 50 years ago, not the same time frame when the original carnival glass was made. But when I put it on the side over here, and then we look at the pattern right over here on the beautiful piece of red that I recovered, we can really see that it is something that is very similar. Another thing that makes me think that this piece over here could have come from something like this beautiful ornate carnival glass is the fact that when I flip it over, we can see that there's no indentations or no extra lines that would lead us to believe that this is actually from an old light casing or a light covering, if you will. So a piece like this is probably from some sort of ornate glass. So I stopped by a haunted house on the way home, and now we're going to find out if that piece of sea glass is actually uranium glass and it glows underneath a black light. So I've got the 2 bags here. I really don't know where it is. We're going to open these up one at a time. We're going to see if anything glows. Is this it right here? I think this is it. I think I found it. So I have the piece of glass in my hand right over here, and unfortunately, this is not uranium glass. Just to be sure though, what we're going to do is we're going to take the second bag, we're going to empty it out, and we're going to see if there is anything in here that fluoresces under the spectrum of a black light. Looking at it through the lens of the tablet, almost everything is glowing. It almost looks like all of these pieces over here are fluorescing. So I'm going to take a quick look. We're going to give this a quick little scan here. Once again, I'm pretty sure this is the piece that I thought was uranium glass. Here it is in my hand. You can see when I put that piece up to the black light, it is really nice and bright, but it is not fluorescing and it is not glowing like uranium glass, which we'd expect to see. That's just how it goes sometimes, you know? I picked 3,000, 4,000 pieces of sea glass. Not a single one of them glows underneath the black light, and that's okay. Maybe next time we'll have one. Well, that's gonna be about it, everybody. The snow is coming down and it's time to go. I'm so happy that I get to share these experiences with you. You know, most of the time when I'm making these videos, you just get to see the pretty sea glass that I find. But the truth is, as a professional beachcomber, I spend hundreds of hours a year gathering small and irrelevant tiny pieces of broken glass that I use in my art and my creations. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Hopefully we're back out on the beach again making great discoveries real soon.